for the benefit of those who will be joining us online, we are now live online, and I believe on a number of the groups, the link has already been shared for purposes of those who would like to join. Even as we start, and I will be inviting none other than Ethan Muraya, who is a school captain at Alliance High School. Ethan, please come to the front. We deliberately decided not to invite the deputy school captain to avoid punishment parade during today's event. School captain is good cop, if one would call it that. But even as we start, allow me to read some interesting minutes that were shared some time back on some of our various groups that talk about the history of Alliance High School. And it is opportune that we are discussing today because we are counting down. These are minutes taken on October 12th and 13th, 1920. And this is what it says. Kikuyu Alliance Missionary College. The report of the subcommittee was read and a vote of thanks passed to the members of the subcommittee for the manner in which the report was drawn up. After discussion, it was proposed that a subcommittee consisting of Archdeacon Owen, Canon Burns, Mr. Hopkins, Mr. Johnstone, and Dr. Jones be asked to furnish an estimate of the running expenses, and that the estimate, together with the subcommittee's previous report, be sent back to the various societies for their immediate consideration. It was agreed on a majority that the title of the college be changed from the Kikuyu Mission College to the Kikuyu Missionary Alliance College. That was the first time that the name Alliance appears in those minutes. 6 years later, we would be established as a school. But we shall get into that a bit later. I'd like to invite the school captain who will make very brief remarks and then ask us to stand, and we'll be able to do the school prayer as we commence. So Ethan, over to you, please.
Act as if what you do makes a difference, because it does. A quote by William James. A quote by William James. Good evening, members of the Alliance High School. Good evening. So, often I tend to wonder, what does the future look like, especially for our school? What do you think it has in store for us, or what is it that we have in store for the future? So, to me, when I think about this, I often think of bright smiles, intellectually motivated people, and of course, creativity and innovators. Well, you all had this, that I'm sure of. But for us, we hope to do even better, to do greater than what you have achieved. Of course, you've achieved countless feats, but I believe as our mentors, or even as parents to us, it's usually the parents' wish that the child does better or becomes even greater than what the parent was. And that is what we endeavor to do. Even as we continue to look up to you, we continue to hope to be able to surpass the greatness that you have achieved. We hope to do this through your support and in all that you decide to offer and help, even when it comes to the infrastructure of the school, of the building of the chapel, the amphitheater, the library, whatever it is that you set out to achieve, we appreciate it all. And that is why we need it, even as we enter a new future, a new century, a century that we'll all be part of. Because they say you might leave Alliance, but Alliance will never leave you. And I'm a strong believer of that. So even as we approach this newness, or rather a sense of renewal, as that is the theme of the term, of the year actually, we hope that you may continue to join us and hold our hands like you've always done. And even as we walk into this new century, may we walk it together as the Alliance High School. Allow me to invite everybody to rise as we say the school prayer. Have in thy keeping O Lord, our God, this school, that its work may be thorough and its life joyful, that from it may God, strong in body, mind, and character, men who in thy name and the power shall serve their fellows faithfully. Through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you, School Captain Ethan Muraya. We appreciate you. Swiftly moving on to our next engagement on the program this evening. It gives me great pleasure to invite the chair of the Old Boys, Mr. Luchiri Omoto. I believe when he was elected, there was a certain Bobo Mamo who called him Omoto Sana. But Luchiri is our chair, and I'd like to invite him to the front. He will cast the vision for this evening. Welcome, Chair.
Good evening for those who are here physically and for those who are following us online. Welcome very much on this special day, our fundraiser. My task is actually supposed to be very easy since I take to the stage too many times nowadays, so I might start getting used to the microphone and blabbering a lot, which is something that's not nice. So mine is to welcome all of us here. Before I do that, all protocols observed. But today I take exception. I need to take notice. Former chairman, Old Boys Club of Alliance High School. What I cannot forget is Esquire, Honorable Donald Kanyaru, Esquire, Deputy School Captain, 1969. 65, my apologies. We are a school of chairmen. Chairman Daniel Ndonye, he's a chairman of the EFT, Endowment Fund Trust. Chairman Mugo Kibati, our lineage is here, is it lineage? From Donald Kanyaru, Mugo Kibati, Morris sent his apologies, and then me. All protocols observed. Asanteni sana, welcome very much. We are honored to have you here and online for joining us. There's a book by Smith that I'm currently reading, and I'm finding quite a lot of tidbits in it that are quite touching about Alliance High School. The very first chapel where Smith mentions Selwood quite a bit. They say they started that church and they built it, I think, in 3 years, and by the time they were commissioning it, it was debt-free. That in it itself is something, but it tells me that there were things that were in debt. So this was the first thing that they built, finished. When they were opening it, it was debt-free. That was the first church. I've heard Donald Kanyaru mention about their days, and the second chapel, which must have been the same story when it was finally opened to the students to use. We are now gathered, brethren, and this is the first time that we as students fully of Alliance High School, not the founders, fine accomplishment. There are things that were done in the 60s, church was not one of them. Here we are, facing the centenary, and we are starting from the actual core of what is Alliance High School. As the MC has mentioned, it is the alliance of churches. And just to show how serious that was, when I was looking at the story from Smith, I'll get it, but it actually took for the services to be conducted at the Alliance High School. It actually took permission from the Archbishop of Canterbury, the moderator of the Church of Scotland, the president of the then
what was the African Inland Mission to agree on the order of service. And Alliance High School actually became the very first institution, probably in the world, where 3 major denominations agreed on an order of service, on how to conduct service in the church. If it has been done before, it was done after. But this is just one of the firsts that Alliance High School represents. And it is not something small, it is not something easy. I remember when I was reading that, I wrote a note. We are actually a product of one of the biggest alliances and cooperation. So let's not take that as a simple thing, old boys. And as we start on our journey, finishing up what we have already started, on 1st of March, not this Sunday, as we celebrate Founders Day, all who own Alliance, because the charter that set up Alliance High School lists the government of the then day and the mission of the alliances as owners of the school. All of them will be there. And as we start our 100th year, I hope we are starting it at the right note. The heads of the 4 churches will be there to pray and consecrate the chapel. And I still see that as no mean feat. So, gentlemen, students, ladies and gentlemen of Alliance High School, history is again beckoning us, as it has always done. And it has always befallen on us, doing something great. We have lived a legacy. We have enjoyed the fruits. Now I think fate as it is calling us to kick it off for the next 100 years. I do not wish to talk much. At this point, I'd like to say karibuni sana. Thank you, everybody who's here physically. Thank you to those of us who are joining online. It is nowadays a thing. As much as I like to think I'm a techie, I'm getting to be told it is actually a thing. To always have a physical audience and an online audience. So asanteni sana and feel very welcome. Yeah, let's build the next 100 years of Alliance. And for those who are in the room who will be celebrating the next 100, I hope the message will ring that 100 years ago, this is how the next 100 also started. Welcome.
Thank you, Chair. Very ably spoken and setting the tone not just for the next few days to 100, but for the next 100 years. Friends, we are here for a fundraiser, and the Chair has mentioned about history. And I'd like to read a small tidbit of minutes that were taken between 25th and 27th April 1921 at the CMS House in Nairobi, where there was actually a fundraiser for Alliance High School, and this is a good challenge for us. It was reported that the Home Committee of the Church of Scotland, the forerunner of the Presbyterian Church, had consented to grant to the Alliance 100 acres of land. You can see 100 right there. Or for 100 acres today, all right, in Kikuyu, for purposes of the proposed Alliance College at the nominal rental charged by the government on the condition that the value of this land be shown in the college estimates as a contribution from the Church of Scotland Mission. The Representative Council accepted this offer with great thankfulness, as they ought to. Friends, I would like to invite none other than Mr. Mugo Kibati to give the key pitching address, which will result in a number of us giving 100 acres in Kikuyu, I believe. Mugo, tafadhali, please come take the stage.
Good evening. Good evening, boys.
Good evening.
And our friends.
Good evening.
And good evening, the men of Alliance. You know, you're the only man here. Everyone else here is a boy. You will soon become boys. And we're looking forward to you becoming boys. Again, I obviously mentioned my predecessor, my chairman, Mr. Donald Canary Esquire, and my current chair on the Endowment Fund Trust, Daniel Andonia, all esteemed over the last high school, but also the indefatigable engineer, waiter, Mr. Golf, OBC chair, Ujiri, and the entire OBC committee. First of all, let me thank the OBC committee for having organized this dinner tonight. I know I don't take it for granted, and we should, none of us take it for granted. It takes actual, proactive efforts to be able to be sitting here at the Serena on an evening, a Friday evening, and this includes also arranging the online audience that is watching. And I trust that those who are not able to make it today are actually online, because we have a very important endeavor tonight. Chairman OBC spoke about the history of Alliance High School, and as well as our MC here. And I allow you tidbits of how all this started way back in 1920. And it is because there were men, and I have to say mostly men, with the ladies who are here, who conceptualized the idea of a school for African boys way back in 1920. And they stepped forward because they're not doing it for themselves, frankly speaking, not even for their own children, because they're mostly Zungus. There were a few Africans though, and I think my elders here may be able to confirm. When some of us here in the old boys, in this dinner, I can see some of the people who are my contemporaries. I can see Buffy is who captain in 85, and my classmate Kehara, Maina, and Makome. When we were in school, at least in the 80s, I don't know about people in the 70s, they'll speak for themselves. We used to have student number one, the late James Moigai, making annual pilgrimages to talk to us. I think he had an annual Form 5 lecture, because I remember it was when I was in Form 5 that he came. And I think you remember when he came to talk to us, that was in 1986.
2 watches.
Sorry?
2 watches.
Exactly, with 2 watches. Yeah, this black Mercedes Benz, and always the announcement was number 1 is coming. You didn't need to say anything else. It was just simply number 1. And therefore, at the end of his lecture, and I think it was a fantastic lecture, though I don't quite recall the details of it. The one detail I've never forgotten is at the end of it, he asked, how many of you are here? And there were 100 of us. And he proceeded to produce 10,000 shillings. And each of us had 100 shillings, living the Carrie Francis Memorial Lecture Theatre. But the point is not 100 shillings, though it was a lot of money, and made a big difference for me in Form 5, I can assure you, that time. It was the continuity of the story of Alliance High School. That a man who walked through the gates of Alliance High School on the 1st of March 1926 under the tutelage of George Grave was still coming to school 60 years later in 1986 when Mr. Mauricio Wakitu, Ingrid Antonia's classmate, was now the headmaster. And it is that example that some of us took to heart. And that is why we haven't done the 60 years yet. That is why we keep coming back. I think there's a gentleman here who has done the 60 years. But I can nearly think you left 61 years ago.
Yep.
Yes, you left from 61 years ago.
This is my 66th year.
66 years since joining Form 1, and still coming back. And I want to thank all you here, whether physically or online, for always coming back. And you all had the young man, Ethan, school captain in 2026. Wow, I'm still saying 19. Well, Ethan, I had to make speeches like that, though not as eloquent as yours, 39 years ago. And I remember when I made a speech at the speech day, the vote of thanks, the then school captain 1953, who was chairman of the board of governors, Bethwell Kiplagat, said to me, I wish I could have spoken the way you spoke when I was school captain. Now, he was just humoring me, but I think you have done very well today. And he made a pitch, and he said that it has been the hope of all generations, all fathers and mothers, that their children will do greater things, will rise to higher levels than themselves. That was a pitch from our school captain to us. And he said that he hopes, they hope, that we, the old boys, will support them to reach those loftier heights. And we will. And the reason we're here, which now brings me to the pitch, is precisely that. That we, proud old boys of Alliance High School, were shaped in our most formative years. The most formative years of the growth of a boy. And roughly between the ages of 12, I don't know about today, but nowadays I think I would say 12 to 25 or 26. You take any 6 or 4 years, because people came at various ages. Some came at 12, some came at 20, but they were all shaped in those 4 or 6 years, or even 2 years, for those who came only for the A-level portion, by Alliance High School. And they were shaped most obviously mentally, the pillar of academics, then and now, the I went to fame. But they were also shaped spiritually and physically. And the spiritual component, the values component of that growth, is what brings us here today. We all remember going to chapel 6 days a week. And despite our attitudes towards that chapel shaped us. There was a first chapel that MC spoke about, the Grieve Chapel, we call it now, I think. It used to be the Grieve Library. It used to be the junior library when we joined in the 80s, but it was a fast chapel from way back in 1937, built under the era of George Grieve. Then there was a second chapel, and I think you're right to say that the first, at the foundation of the school, which we shall be celebrating next week, at the end of next week, or at the beginning of the 2 weeks from now, was done by the founders. Not a single old boy was involved in that. But the second chapel, the one built in the 60s, the one we now want to replace, built 60 years ago, was built by old boys, or largely through the effort of old boys who came before us. Old boys who kept coming back to the school. Some of you were present, I think, during those efforts, whether at the beginning or at the tail end. I can at least see, I don't know if, I think there are 3 old boys who probably were here around that time. When the last one, you were there, exactly, and the 2 gentlemen sitting here, they were all present when these efforts were done by the likes of the late Charles Jonjo, Jeremiah Nyaga, Joel Ojal, Duncan Degwa, who's still with us today. Old boys who use their networks and their resources to literally rebuild the school. And as a school, the younger, well, when I say younger, I mean those who came after the 1960s experience. I think in Kidenda, you're amongst the cohorts that started experiencing the efforts of the old boys who rebuilt the school in the 60s. And in the 90s, another rebuilding program began under some of the gentlemen sitting here. Over the last 30 years, old boys have literally built new houses, new dormitories, a new resource center, expanded the chapel, built new classrooms. And so the efforts of old boys continue apace, but we are actually standing on giant shoulders that we cannot let down. We can neither let down those who have come before us, nor those who will come after us. It is a solemn duty that we have. And so I want to thank you all for always coming back again and again and again and never tiring. And especially at this time when we are celebrating 100 years since the founding of Alliance High School. The 4 churches, and I think they should be named. Today's Africa Inland Church, which I think was Africa Inland Mission at the time. Today's Methodist Church. Today's Presbyterian Church of East Africa, which was the Church of Scotland Mission. As well as, I think those are the 4, right? And the Anglican Church. The Anglican Church. The alliance of churches that came together. We celebrate 100 years of that particular effort, and we must do it in style. Now, the project that we are here to speak about today, the Trinity Chapel, is a massive legacy project. It is a bold initiative, but it is not bold out of, gratuitous ambition. It is a bold initiative because Alliance High School needs it. Over the years, those of us who have served in different capacities, whether in the OBC or the Board of Management, or who have just supported the school, or those who have been in the Endowment Fund Trust, we have seen the school being overtaken by events. The growth of the school population has been tremendous over the last 20 years. So much so that it has been challenging for the school to keep pace. Just a few years ago, 30 years ago, there were 700 students at Alliance High School. And yet in the last 20 or so years, we've grown to nearly 1,800. And now with this year's intake, this year's, I think year 10, 500 in 1 year. It is an almost impossible growth for Alliance High School, or any school, to keep up with. And so this particular project is not overly, it is the right project, we should support it. A project that brings together a chapel, a digital library, an amphitheater into one. One that has had challenges with fundraising, but which has come a tremendous way. Those of you who have not been to the school should visit and see how well that project has come through. But we need to complete that project. We need to complete that project, and that is why we're going to go and ask that you go back into your pockets. And you have deep pockets, I know. Many of you, most of you. But it's not the depth of the pocket that matters, that counts. It is how much heart you have for Alliance High School. And why should you have heart for Alliance High School? Because, as I said, we were all shaped by that school. And it behooves us to pay it forward. In the gospel Luke 12:48. To whom much is given, much is expected. That is not an empty boast. That was a command from Jesus Christ himself. And it was Christian churches that started this school. To whom much is given, much is expected. I'm sure all of us want 30 years from here, from now, the children of these students here, for one of your children to be standing here as school captain and saying, I am the school captain of Alliance High School 2056, and thank you for coming to support us. It's a tradition we must sustain, because this school over the years has shaped our society. It has shaped our skyline in Nairobi, our infrastructure across this country, our efforts at first, second, and potentially third liberations in this country from this school. And for that reason, we must continue to support it. So I hope that today, as we ask for your support to conclude the Trinity Chapel project, that you look deep into your hearts and dive deep into your pockets to help us conclude this project. Now, I do want to say as I finish, that over the years, Alliance High School has survived and thrived through ad hoc efforts of old boys. Whether it be the 1960s when the new school was, when the current chapel or school hall or dining or Carrie Francis Lecture Theatre was being built, the science block, or whether it was in the 90s to date when the new dormitories and resource center and classrooms have been built. Government funding and capitation has not been sufficient. It has been through largely ad hoc efforts of old boys. And it is becoming increasingly difficult to continue that way. And I think the project we have now showcases why. Because going forward, we're going to have to, everything will be a gigantic project. Because a school now is 2,000 people. And it is for that reason that the Old Boys Club, way back in 2010, picked up on a notion that had been around for a while. Old boys over the last 50 or so years have spoken about an endowment fund. That fund was actualized by the Old Boys Club in 2010. And we now have a trust deed and trustees. And Mr. Daniel Ndonya here is a chairman, the current chairman of the Endowment Trust Fund, the Alliance High School Endowment Fund Trust. And there are a number of trustees. If I may just take this opportunity to ask the trustees to stand up, those who are present here, there are a number, led by our chairman. I myself am a member. You've got Mr. Kehara Maina there, Mr. Samuel Makome, Mr. George Mugambi, Mr. Luchirio Mota OBC chair, and myself, and some of this, thank you very much, chairman and trustees. And I wanted to do this introduction so that you know that going forward, while the trust is a creation of the Old Boys Club, it is an independent trust, governed by a trust deed in terms of how the funds that you and all well-wishers of Alliance High School place in there. It has been, since 2010, we've only been able to raise about 20 or so million shillings. Still something, but nowhere near where we need to be. And as it is globally, and even here in this country, we have schools that do have trust funds. And we would like to say that after this project, after the Trinity Chapel project is concluded, we would like to ask all old boys to now focus on building that trust, the endowment fund. Because that endowment fund the proceeds of that endowment fund are what will in future help sustain the school, develop the school as society changes and as numbers grow. But more importantly, as society advances, we will one day need a lot of AI-related type facilities at Alliance High School. And we would want to have a sustainable, not ad hoc, a sustainable structure towards funding Alliance High School that supplements government capitation. National schools, not just Alliance High School, have been under somewhat of an attack over the last 20 years because, as you know, we've democratized this country and there's been a notion that, you know what, why should they be treated specially? Because the fact is that when we were in school, national schools, such as Alliance High School, got a higher capitation than other schools, and that is sort of history in this era of equalization. And so we have to do something. And so therefore, I will want to use this opportunity while we are today specifically raising funds to conclude the Trinity project, chapel project. I do want to leave that seed, that post this project going forward, we will be coming back to you and asking you to give your full support to the endowment fund. Because that is the only way, and I want to repeat, that is the only way we are going to be able to sustain the structures of the school and keep it for future generations. The kind of school, though a public school, with the kind of facilities that we found when we joined the school. When I joined Alliance High School in January of 1982, I found a music chapel, a music center with about 4 fantastic pianos, a chapel with a great organ, all sorts of facilities. Every 108 of us in Form 1 had recorders that were functional. It was a school that was able to compete with any private school of the time that we can think of. How do we make sure that Alliance, as a public school, the one school that the brightest and best from around the country, anywhere in the country, regardless of the social class, are able to get an opportunity to sit where you're sitting today? Alliance High School remains the best. And so for that, I want to say, I hope that when we come back with that appeal, it will be supported. But for today, it is a Trinity Chapel project that I ask you all to support. Let us do as much as we can today so that when we meet on Sunday, March 1st, we have a good story to tell. Thank you all very much, and I wish you a fantastic, successful evening today. Thank you.
Thank you. Well spoken. Mr. Mugo Kibati referenced 2056, and I thought it might be a good idea to reference 1954, just as we usher in our next participant in the program. This is a letter dated the 29th of December, 1954. It's a letter written by second principal of Alliance High School, Edward Carey Francis, to the first principal of Alliance High School, George Arthur Grieve. And I'll just read some small sections. And this is how Edward Carey Francis opens. Dear George, I find this a difficult letter to write. The school goes well, and my work here is as rewarding as ever. But in Kenya as a whole, I fear that the situation is deteriorating. It was about the emergency times. But allow me to read one of the, I think the second last paragraph, which is quite telling in terms of the experience. In your prayers, this is Carey Francis to George Arthur Grieve, in your prayers, remember especially the staff. So much depends on our being a family and a team of the right kind, loyal to one another and to our Master, Christ. Continually and rightly, we continue to experience change. This year, James Mageria and John Dhiaine, two splendid masters, have gone to the UK for degree courses. Now, new members have to be assimilated. Soon, we will have to provide for higher certificate teaching. We can never sit down and feel complacent. And I'd like to tag that to what Mr. Mugo Kibati has stated, that we need to keep our prospects higher and further than what we can see right in front of us. And there are few people who have done that exceptionally well. And in that regard, we will be having an honor roll that shall be supervised or superintended by the Vice Chair of the Old Boys Committee, Mr. Starlings Mushiri, who shall come to the front and do that honorable task of acknowledging those who have excelled, not just in the grace of giving in their substance, but the grace in giving of themselves to the cause that is this Alliance High School that was founded many years on the foundation that is Christ. Starlings, please come to the front.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to recognize the old boys who have contributed to the project. Just by way of background, the budget of the project was 220 million. Out of the 220 million, Old Boys took up to fund 50% of the project, which is 110 million. The school, through the parents, took up to fund 40% of the project, which comes to 88 million. And the churches, the founder churches, committed to fund 10% of the project, which is 22 million. Out of that, Old Boys so far have contributed about 33 million. The school, through the parents, have contributed about 74 million. And the churches have contributed about 4 million. The work that has already been done on the project amounts to over 100 million. I believe it's about 160 million. So taking into account what has been paid so far, there's still about 67 million in outstanding bills. And ladies and gentlemen, that is what we want to raise, to try and raise today in the course of the day. In terms of the people who have given, we do have 7 categories in terms of recognition. We committed that for every old boy and old girl who gives to the project, we shall recognize and all the givers through various methods. Number 1 will be recognition on the website. Number 2, on what we're calling the rotunda, on the premises at the project. So number 1 category will be for the people who give between 1,000 to 5,000 Kenya shillings, and that will be the sapphire category. And we will recognize that category by having the names of the givers recognized on the Old Boys Club website. For the people who give between 6,000 to 20,000, that category will be called the PAL category. And in addition to the recognition on the website, the givers will be recognized on, their school numbers will be recognized on the donor wall at the premises, what we'll be calling the rotunda. And Eric will be showing us how the rotunda will be looking like in a short while. Number 3 category will be bronze, and these are the donors will give between 21,000 to 50,000. And in addition to the PAL category recognition, those old boys and old girls will be have their names inscribed in the rotunda. Between 51,000 to 100,000, that will be the silver category. And in addition to what I've just mentioned for bronze, the names, the house, and year of exit will be listed on the walls on the rotunda. The gold category will be between 100,000 to 500,000. And for this special category, we will have a gold honor roll on the rotunda. And the school number, name, house, and day of exit of the people we will have given under this category will be listed on the gold roll. For people who give between 500,000, 501,000 to 1 million, their names, their school numbers, house, year of exit will be listed on the platinum roll in the rotunda. For people who give more than 1 million, we will call them the Platinum Plus category, and their details will be inscribed on the platinum roll in the rotunda. And in addition to that, we will have multimedia displays that will show the categories, that will show the profiles of the who will be on the Platinum Plus category. I would like to just recognize the bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and platinum donors who have contributed to this project. And if I call your name and perhaps you are in, within this hotel, maybe you could raise your hand so that we can also see you and recognize you. So for the bronze category, between 21,000 to 50,000, the donors have been Patrick Itobu, Laban Suma, Timothy Thairo, Martin Iredi, Nathan Olunga, Peter Muirori, Engineer Joseph Joroge, Edwin Limo, Bernard Dokelo, David Kaja, James Ryugu, Joseph. You notice that for some of the donors that we have, at times we've not been able to capture all the details, partly because of the way we receive contributions, particularly through M-Pesa. And some of the details are usually blanked out for purposes of the confidentiality and data protection. So Joseph, Marvin Jaya, John Ohaga, John Kamau, Evans Muleka, Badan Jamoya, Duncan Kiara, Francis Mwema, Richard Karuma, Jonathan Magawi, Anthony Thiongo, George Omodi, Joroge Mungai, Joseph Wanyoike, Peter Olute, Moses Kimani, Simel John, Michael Kimoni, Kenneth, Joseph Gujiri, David Mosioka, Felix Kiruja, George Motiga, Gilbert Kiprono, Fred Geke, one of our former teachers, Anthony Otiende, Frank Tondwe, Brian Kerry, Gerard Pambo Awich, Joel Gogi, Samuel. Again, the second name is missing, and perhaps if you know that this was your contribution, you could reach out and give us your full details. Jojo Luoch, Eric Mushangi, Jojo Kongo, Meshak Otieno Kidenda, I believe is here. Is Engineer Kidenda here? Makofi kwa engineer. Joseph Kavoi, Patrick Onyango, Paul Dodo, Martin Junge, Joel Moura, April Mora, an old girl of Valence Girls, Gilbert Bet, Dr. Eric Mushangi. Then moving on to the silver category. Again, these are contributors who have given between 51,000 to 100,000. Runo Godho, Tom Bothia, John Karaoke Kinyari, Dwiga, Engineer Joseph Kirumba, Daniel Muthinga, Ali Kiboro, Jaren Mecha. There's an anonymous old boy who said that he should not be mentioned. Jeremy Gunze. Is Jeremy here? Samson Wajema, Francis Thuku, Amos Kabaki, Michael Kigathi, Banan Jamoya, Desmond Othiambo, Anthony Chege, John Yakairo, Humphrey Gitonga, Habi Lolaka, Anthony Oliwa, Professor, Paul Agunga, George Morioki, Gregory Mutai, Justice, Meshak Mwakishegu, Andrew Bogwa, Waweru, Matthew Kiujuri, Luke Munene, Alban Mwenda, Lianda Musima, Idris Ahmed. Now I want to recognize the gold contributors, and these are people who have given between 101,000 to 500,000. Daniel Gumi, I can see Daniel is here. Professor Gideon Maina, Fred Moremi. Do we have people from Centam? I know Centam has taken, yes, Centam has even taken a corporate table. George Mugambi, Daktari, our treasurer. Samuel Berere, Maina Gatongi, Governor Chilo Ayako, Lushiri Omoto, our chairman, Alan Mzungu, Stan Getui, John Mwangi, Edwin Dande, Amos Wako, Donald Kaniaru, Esquire, a chairman, Dr. Julius Okel, Joseph Wandimi Mushemi, can see is here with us, Sami Gathuri, engineer, Joshua Bitu, Peter Kamau Muigai, Robert Omamo, my classmate, class of 99, John Baluto, Dennis Agostino, Daniel Donye, chairman, EFT, Badan Sang, our secretary, Dan Othiambo, Wilfred Deritu, Charles Okongo, Ambrose Agueyu, Moses Washira, Cornelius Kimamo, Samuel Gakunga. I saw Samuel. Samuel must be here somewhere. Brian Kiai, a trustee. Ken Obimbo, Joseph Kega, Alex Munyendo, Aziz Boya, Alan, we need his second name. Andrew Onyino Were, Pasqua and Charles Mutunga. Interesting that Charles Mutunga and Pasqua gave a contribution of 105,000 as a legacy in honor of his father-in-law, who is the father to the wife, Pasqua. So I think we should really appreciate that, Pasqua and Charles really took it upon themselves to honor their father-in-law, his father-in-law, an old boy of Alliance, by contributing specifically to the chapel project. Jackson Kimani, Anthony Joroge, Crispin Musumba, Peter Karaoke, yours truly, Stallings Mushiri, Kenneth Masamaro, Richard Nyakagwa, Kennedy Kinyajui, Nicholas Gitonga, Morioki Meme, Brian Kilonzo, Elastas Mahungu, Shem Kiptun, Eric Mukundi, and last but not least, Dr. Andrew Were. Now I want to recognize the people on the platinum roll. These are people who have given between 500 and 1,000 to 1 million. Eric Otut, Honorable Clive Gisairo Ombane, John Gashora, Isaac Renaola. Makofi, please. Makofi tafadhali for a platinum roll. On the Platinum Plus, we have James Mwangi, school captain, I believe, deputy school captain, 1995. Joseph Ogutu, Makofi. Mogo Kibati, Kihara Maina, Morris Durano, Kaniaru Washieni, Edwin Masharia, Shera Waithaka, Humphrey Watanga, Samuel Mwangi Makome, Kare Gini, Charles Hinga. I would like to just point out that if you have given and perhaps you've not heard your name, it could be maybe because of 1, 2, 3 reasons. Perhaps you sent the money directly to the school. Perhaps the details are not available to identify you fully. Maybe because you sent your money to the bank or through the M-Pesa, and you don't have the full details. Perhaps your money was aggregated by the class marshals, and we are yet to get the full details. Or maybe we have multiple entries where you've given several times, but you've only picked one entry. Or maybe there's a genuine mistake whereby we've not acknowledged you. But we are working on some of those issues and trying to reconcile all the funds that have been received. And with time, every old boy and old girl who gives to the project will be duly acknowledged. With that, I want to invite Eric Juno, architect, to just show us how the rotunda that we've been talking about will look like on the ground. Asanteni sana.
Okay, thank you very much, Starlings, and thank you very much, gentlemen and ladies. My name is Eric Kamau Njono, class of 1995, school number 6140, Agre House. I'm one of the architects who are working on this chapel project, the AHS Trinity Chapel project and the multi-purpose hall. So without further ado, what you're seeing is a representation of how the honor roll will be represented at the chapel. So we designed the amphitheater to have some styles, which are sculptural elements that will then be having the names on the honor rolls inscribed on them. If I could ask the team doing the presentation. Yeah, so that is an animation. You can see how we are going to represent the names. This is an example of what will happen, and this is the amphitheater. You can see on the background the chapel and the digital library as well. So these structural elements were part of this amphitheater project, and they're supposed to commemorate and to give recognition to the people who have contributed. So I think it's a very good representation, and you're all encouraged to contribute to the project. So thank you very much. I think I won't say much because today is a fundraising event, and we ask you to contribute generously to this project. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. First, our Vice Chair, Starlings Mushiri, thank you so much for reading through the honor roll. And I believe the roll is not closed. It still remains open. Is that correct? Which means people can continue contributing. Good, so that's that. And then, of course, our architects, I know Eric is one of them for just these renders that have been here. Friends, we are moving into the meat of the matter, and that is not dinner. It is the actual fundraising. And I will be inviting our esteemed treasurer. But just before that, I'm told treasurers are not just invited like that. I understand there is a presentation from the school band that is present with us. For those who are not here earlier, year, the school captain did open with a few remarks and the opening prayer, which is our school prayer. Right now we have the school band who are present here and did tell me that they have a 5-minute presentation, after which the treasurer shall come to the front. Asanteni.
ladies and gentlemen, fellow alumni, esteemed guests, good evening. It's both an honor and a deep responsibility to stand before you today as treasurer of this noble cause. As treasurer, I want to assure you that every contribution made today will be stewarded with transparency, accountability, and purpose. I therefore invite each of us to give generously, not out of obligation, but out of gratitude. At times, we feel like it is an obligation, and then we hide. Let's give because we are filled with gratitude for what this school has given to us. Not equal giving, but equal sacrifice. We are all blessed differently. We cannot give equally, but let everybody feel they have sacrificed. I didn't work on this alone. We worked with a committee comprising of the boys of the Alliance High School and the girls of Alliance Girls High School. Please stand so that you can feel appreciated. Arise. Jessica, Irene, the committee, the Treasury Committee. So this is the team that put up all these. You may be seated. Theoretically, it sounds very easy to raise 110 million from the endowed alumni of the Alliance High School. But practically, it has proved to be very, very difficult. Whereas by now we should have raised 110 million, we're just at 33 million. When history records this century, may it say that we did not merely celebrate, we built. So this is the moment. We're going to do this Harambee style, but now slightly different from what we did the last time, whereby we will invite boys who will collect from their cohorts. And we're going to begin with the oldest member here, the class of 1950s and 1960s. And the person to collect from this group is none other but Donald Washien Kanyaru. And the way we're going to do, I know most of you have already run the PDQ. You can run the PDQ, then you bring the cheat to Kanyaru. I would like to request Karen of the Secretariat to come with the basket where these will be put. And if you have cash, you can give. If you have M-Pesa, you just tell the person collecting, this is how much I've given. The podium is yours, Donald Washien Kanyaru, Esquire. Well, as Mugo makes his way, we have both people here present physically, and we have those joining us online. When your class is called upon, those online, you will also send your money. There will be Roego and Starlings who will be monitoring and will say, for that cohort, this is how much has been raised. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Come forth with your resources we asked that we have an opportunity as Africans. The first church, as you know, chapel, was by the Sherwood family, 1937. The second round was spearheaded by the third headmaster, Lore Cambo, and I remember school captain and myself were there to receive the ground, so to speak, and in 1966 the chapel then was occupied by quite a few numbers, so that from 300 to over that number, then the boys, the technical ones, spearheaded the project of the third effort by the Africans, because the 1 and 2 was spearheaded by the expatriates. So the Africans then took the event, and it was an effort by the technical staff, architects and others, the technical ones, who we worked with, and actually moved forward to give 2 pieces. And those were done. And then we moved to the bishops. And the bishops selected the piece. We couldn't, as the board, touch that endeavor. So the bishop is their responsibility. We were simply helping in the endeavor. And so the bishops, at their meeting, not too far away from here, St. Andrews, they decided which one. And the one that you now see is what was selected by the spiritual heads of our alliance. This that you see there. Somewhere, okay, all right. So that's where we were. And then after that, you see, we asked the bishops to select how much they would give. They decided. We didn't decide for them. And indeed, you were told earlier on, the 20 or 22 million was their option to move in that direction. The boys, of course, of the school, the bulk of them, of course, as you know, Africans, took the chunk of the resources, about 180 million, because we didn't decide the parents will contribute which. That was a later effort. So let's come forth with the resources, announce what it is that we have already been doing, and so on, and the effort that we move on. You might feel that we are too few, but there are others out there, obviously making their contribution, and and others. And I want to mention that my school captain, we talked much earlier. He was very ready to join this meeting, an event, and at the last moment he was unwell, actually in bed, and therefore he could not do this. So his apologies, but he is ready. He's ready to support the effort on the 1st of March at the school. That is Honorable Situila Amos Wako, now my classmate, and he will be with you. He is prepared to come with his contribution on the 1st of March. He mentioned a good psalm, but I will leave it to him on the 1st on March to bring that much and to announce it himself. Right, he was my boss at the time. I was his support as deputy. Right, are we ready? What? 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 They are here. What are we announcing? Are we putting it in a basket? Are we? What is the kind of thing so that we know how to move fast? You know, there is no question of being shy when you have come to an event of this nature, and so let's do that. Yeah.
We only have Daniel.
Yeah.
Others are online.
Oh, okay. What is Daniel?
Daniel.
Where we?
Oh, they are. You can announce it for you here. Okay. Daniel, please.
Yes. Well, very good.
I was sent by two of my classmates.
Yes.
Edward Kiguru,
Yeah.
3,000 shillings. Patrick Mungala, 5,000 shillings. And mine 100,000.
Right. Clap. Very good. Thank you. Yes. Dr. Mohid here, my good friend and colleague, and
10,000.
yes,
10,000.
10,000.
M-Pesa.
Okay, yeah, 10,000. Let's give them a happy clap. Very well. Come forward. Don't be shy. That's not, you know, the letter I received was you put in 10,000, and I put it in the account. It's already there.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So, and we'll continue until the end. There's no question of holding back. That's out. So you know where we are coming from. Yes, we decided on that, and you see the boys who are ready to do 100 million and above, and there was no shyness about it.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
We'll count for the class. We'll check whether there's anything online.
Yeah. Yes.
After the 50s and 60s,
Yeah.
next we are going to have 70s.
Yes.
And we are now having Engineer Moita to receive from 70s.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Thank
sir.
you. Yes.
Yes.
My complete is already there.
Okay, thank you. Of course, Kanyaru has contributed a lot, you saw, in the honor roll.
Good evening. All protocol observed. The sentiments of my predecessor, Juan Bernard Kanyaru, he's been evergreen since I joined the board with him. I served for 16 years as the PA chair, that is Parents Association. Before that, it was Parents and Teachers Association. So he taught me about the ropes and how to get about. And he can attest that when I joined the team, I could hardly make a speech. But right now, I've grown to be that man who can make a speech. And I led the golf team for 12 or 10 years or so, where we were doing fundraising for the Old Boys Club. And most of you have been a part of it. You see the Kihara, one time he opened with about $1 million shillings. Endowment, 800,000, 200,000 for the school fund and all that. And let's recognize that. That is, Kihara is in the house. Minor Kihara. So the group of 70 to 80s, where are they? If they could stand and come and flank me here, support. 70 to 80?
70s.
70s.
70 to 79.
70, 79. As we are the closing, I can see Kideda there. If you could come over here, give him a clap, cheer him up. Do we have any other? I was sent with a check from one Dr. Engineer Joseph Joroge, class of 76. He was one class after Banakideda there. He sent me with a check of 30,000, and he has contributed. You have seen him on the wall. And for 1976, Engineer Joseph K. Joroge, I was with him this morning, a check of 30,000. And where I was mentioning 80, there is one who followed me, 1980, Engineer Joseph Kiruba, and he followed me from Kagumo High School. Kagumo High School up to Form 4, then A-levels we went to Alliance High School, and he had contributed 100,000, na amesidikisha na 10,000. From myself, I'm also on the wall, and I pulled, or I dug deep into my pocket, a check of 100,000. So with that, I hope there is a friend of mine who can sidikisha me. I can't lack one or two. Mugo Kibati there. Oh yeah. Thank you very much. That is the group of Kideda there is doing something. I had talked to one Anthony Gidaiga. Anthony Gidaiga was a nephew or is a relation of Jackson Gidaiga, you know. And he was going for a funeral somewhere in Kitui, but he is supporting us. He has always been with us. Hayes Muri was my classmate. Wash Karaoke Rongo, that 201 always supports us. So they'll be appearing in our 100 years celebration in the next 2 weeks. One, my senior, Kideda, with a humble sum of 50,000. Well done. So whoever is online, the efforts can still come in. It is not that big sum, but the heart that gives. One, Robin Sharma says, the heart that gives is the heart that gathers. And the heart that gives also from one Hussein Ali, he told me the heart that gives is the superior hand. Thank you.
Makofi kwa Engineer Mwita. Next, we have 1980 to 1984. Samuel Gakunga, but he had asked to be assisted by Mr. Makome, please. If you could come here and collect from your ears. 84. 85 to 89. 80 to 84. Makome is already a Platinum Plus member. Makofi kwake.
Anybody from 80 to 84, we seem to be all online. I think we're a bit of the older crew, so many people are operating online. But Sam Gakunga was actually leading us. He's actually our team leader. He's had to leave because of a family commitment, but he was here earlier. But he has given me a pledge of 100,000 shillings. And I'm continuing to receive commitments from the class of
85 already has one very senior representative, the school captain, 1985, none other than Mbuvi Ngunze, who's seated in the corner over there. We also have Wakili Andrew Musangi, class of 89. There you go. Of course, we have Mogo, as you know, class of 87. Now, who are the other people in the room from class of 85 through to 90, I think it is. We're going to 89. I was looking at that millionaire in the corner from 1990. Right. So let me say that I have so far received only one pledge online, and this is all the way from the US of A. Bogua Karanja, who has pledged 20,000 to kick it off. We are still mobilizing. Mr. Mogo Kibati has been seen on this Platinum Plus wall, and he has added another 100,000. Thank you very much, Mogo. Now, a small trick. Mbuvi, as you're giving your million, if you want to be on the Platinum Plus wall, what you do is add your school number at the end. And it will tip you over. Okay, let me let him say this because he wants to whisper it in my ear, but it needs to be heard by everyone.
So, no, I was just saying, good evening. I was just saying my deputy school captain, Dennis Alwanga, who wanted to be here, has told me he will send his pledge. Oh, he will be there physically on the 1st. And he will give his pledge. I will continue to mobilize my class of 85. There are a number of them who've already sent. I have just added 150.
Well done. Thank you very much. Do you want to add your school number as well? Thank you very much. Makofi kwake. This is now the old style, Oyamoi.
Kutoka mimi na marafiki zangu.
Oh, very nice. So, you can see that imefungwa na ribbon. Imeandikwa CBK. CBK 1000. I'll have you know that this gentleman here is also the chairman of the Central Bank of Kenya. Amekuja na pesa 200,000. He's going to, so that we can identify him, he's also going to add his school number and tip himself into the next category. Thank you very much. Tumeshukuru sana.
Asante. We will keep adding.
Who else in our cohort is here? Mogo, any responses online? None so far. So I will also syndicate this fine gentlemen who have contributed today, and I will add my 150,000. So shall we stop there for now, and then we will resume later as we mobilize.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kehao Maina. Next is 1990 to 1994. Other Adair, not seen him, I talked to him. A classmate of his. Well, I belong to that cohort. Let me receive on their behalf. I can see a few boys from 90 to 94. Kindly come forward and I will announce Moi style. Well, if you take long, I'll call you by name. I can see Daktari Ndege, 1991. And his lovely wife.
Thank you very much. My name is Kinoti Ndege, and I'm with my wife here. Her name is Karimi, and we are kicking off with 25,000 shillings.
1990 to 94, Ndege will do an M-Pesa, or is already done. My cohorts, this work has been hard. I've even made a video for the first time to mobilize our boys. I know they was online. Very well. Charles Hinga, you all know him. He's already given 1 million to the OBC, 1 million to the school, and another million today. Makofi kwa Hinga. 90 to 90.
With the class of 1999 in February 2024, we gave a passionate appeal to the class, and after the appeal, I started by giving my pledge at that time, and I pledged 150,000 then. Then one of my classmates, Maina Gatongi, who is not here today, but I know he's following online, quickly jumped up and said he would have to match Dynasty. I don't know why he called me Dynasty, because I'm always in the trenches. But in a short while, he was we had already pledged 150,000. Someone else jumped up and said they would have to contribute 1,000 shillings more than me. And the next person did the same. So we were at 600,000 in a short while. So long story short is that it's been a very good competition within the class of 99. A competition that by the end of that night, we had pledged over 2.5 million. And within a week, the pledges had gone up to 3.5, thereabout. Since then, we've raised over 2.6 million, paid up. And today, we've decided to continue with the journey. Maina Gatongi, who I said had challenged me, got to 150 before me. I was playing catch up. I got to my 150. When we got there, I then challenged him if he could get to 200. And once I got to 200 and he got there, he then said, now it's my time to play catch up with him. So he first took us to 300,000. And then today, he has sent me with 50,000, which I have here. Sisi ni watoto wa Moi, so we do cash. So Maina Gatongi, who was already in the gold honor roll at 300, has now taken his total to 350,000. I was at 200,000, and today I'm contributing 30,000. But even though I've done 30,000 today, I know that I still have to catch up with Gatongi. So as it is, we've said that our target is the platinum section, because Gatongi said we have to follow Justice Isaac Lenaola. So this is 80,000 from myself and Maina Gatongi, 50,000 from Gatongi and 30,000 from myself. Yeah, so I want to invite my seniors. Let's start anyone between class of 95 to class of 99. You could just come forward and bring your contributions. I see a number of you here, my seniors. I see Fred Murimi, class of 97. I see choir director, 1998, Daniel Ngumi. He handed over to me in the choir. So I'm happy when I see people like him. I'm sure he'll not let us down. Anyone else, feel free to come forward. Okay, the architects for the project who are from the class of 95, that is Eric Juno, Agri Maganga, and Bosire. Juno has pledged 20,000, Makofi. Architect Agri Maganga has just paid in 20,000. And Architect Bosire has also just sent in. Oh, okay. Oh, class member from 95, Douglas has paid in 50,000 as well. OBC Vice Chair, class of 99. There is already the gold honor roll, so that's just top up. Anyone else? Deputy School Captain, 97. Karibu. It's okay. We can say.
Okay. Old boys, good evening. And also everyone else, the friends of Alliance, old girls, I'm sure there are a few here. Good evening. My name is Frederick Moremingare, school number 6516, Deputy School Captain, 1997. I have a few of my classmates here. There's Engineer Nelson Kimathi, who is there, who is also a parent of the school. There is Dr. Jeff Mailu over there. If you have any orthopedic issues, he's a good one. I say that because our class needs help. So any consultancy fees you can give them will help us. We just began mobilizing this week. You know, even the Bible says there are those who will enter heaven smoking. They have just escaped hell. That is our class. So far we have pledges from Engineer Nelson, 150,000. Thank you very much. There is Elijah Karemi, 100,000. Then there is Emmanuel Wetangula, 100,000. And then there is myself. I had pledged 500, of which I think 360 is already in the bank. So those are our contributions so far. That puts our class, I think, at what, about 850 from this week. But we are still coming. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Daniel Ngumi, class of 98, has contributed 25,000 right now. He's already in the honor roll. He had already done over 400,000, but his plan is to get to 500,000. Walter Yugi, class of 95, has just paid in 10,000. Anyone else between 95 and 99? Asanteni sana.
Makofi kwao, makofi kwao. Before we go now to the millennial classes, Joseph Kega, class of 1992, my classmate, architect Joseph Kega, is sent by M-Pesa 10,000, makofi kwake. Next is 2000 to 2004. We were supposed to have Mheshimiwa, I think his friend, Chairman OBC, will stand in or will tell us what will happen from there. Karibu sana, Luchiri. Yeah.
I see I have room to tell, unlike the other classes. But I see a few of us. I don't know if I should be speaking when my school captain is in the house. He says he's too shy. Anyway, tuendelee na hii maneno. Sang, Mwanamushemi, who else is from the 2000s? Do we take the girls as part of us?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm waiting. That is true. But by the way, we are the only class that chooses where we belong. You could start counting from 1 to 0, or you could, from 0 to 9, or from 1 to 10. So depending on the weather, we can decide if we are millennials or we are from the 1900s. So, yes, please.
Thank you, Chairman. So my name is Kibet Sang, Secretary and from class of 2001. So for the class of 2001, we are in a WhatsApp group of about 180 members. Out of those 180 members, we had managed to collect pledges of about, by 26 of them, to about 1.3 million. Out of that, we managed to collect about 543,000. So that means it's outstanding 800,000, which have been trying to collect from them, and they have asked for more time. They are saying times are hard, but they are promising. So I realized that collecting is not easy. So maybe I can try about maybe, if not 500, by the end of the month. These the numbers, because out of, there's still some numbers, 26 out of 180, you can still reach out to more. Thank you very much.
Thank you. By the way, talking of those outstanding numbers, how much do we have out there?
Out there, we have around 30 million.
Yes. So let's be real today. My school captain is already paying in 23,000. Followed up on M-Pesa, I'm putting in 25,000. Mheshimiwa, Mheshimiwa, I believe coming on online. He's actually just outside, is it the platinum? Courtesy of the accounting errors. He's on platinum. He should be on platinum plus. So he's getting himself to platinum plus. He had 200 and something remaining, and he says 200 going forward. I've seen here.
So he should be. I'll send the 1,000 ingie your Platinum Plus. Sawa sawa. I don't think I'm leaving out anybody else. The Acrosian Ray belongs to our. No, hii ni yetu. She's a paid up member of the Old Boys Club, by the way. Yeah. 10,000 from Ray, class of 2001, who identifies and is a paid up member of our club. So ladies are also encouraged. Anybody else from the same? Yes, Mtuli. Mtulis. Class of 2003, Mtulis, 15,000. I don't see anybody else. 9 Ps. You're not from our ears. Wakili passed with 9 Ps, and that's how I remember him, because that's the first time I met him. I believe we are done with the class of 2000 to 2004, and today we choose to be millennials.
Makofi kwa chairman. Next, 2005 to 2009, the CEO of the club. Okay. More money is coming.
So Albert Karaoke, Arthur House, class of 203, 7631. Our chairman of the group is called Kibiru Modhaka, who wanted to be here. Same to our very good runner. It's called what? It's called who? The guy who runs around. No. No, the other one. Muya, yes, Muya. They would really wanted to be here. But in the group, we've targeted that we'll quickly raise our plate. At so far, we are 6,000. So by the end of the dinner, we should be having 1 plate from the class in the WhatsApp group. So far, 6,000.
Thank you very much. Class of 2005 to 2009, Bonbegi Yesisho. Okay. There's a representative. My assistant. Introduce yourself.
Okay. My name is Titus Kiplagat, class of 2007. Borbegi had an emergency shortly. He has left, but he has given me his contribution of 20,000. Myself, I'm pledging 50,000. I should contribute before end of the month. So, for those people who are in that category, 2005 to 2009. Yes. Wale mko hapa ndani. Okay. Thank you.
I'm not from the class that period, but I've been sent by one of them. He sent me the money, which I'm just forwarding right away. Engineer Isaac Mutemi, known to many as Kiluti, has sent me 10,000.
Thank you.
Class of Edwin.
My name is Edwin Monyere, class of 2009, contribution of 50,000.
Watu wa kusindikiza. Anyone mwenye bado kwa hiyo class? Hao ndo the real millennials, eh? Mtu wa kusindikiza, tafadhali. Acrosians. Mtu sindikize. Okay. The feedback that I will take to that category, we do something about it, at least tufikishe mahali. Asanteni.
Asanteni sana. Next, we have 2011. No. 2010 to 2014, Matthew Lunani. And I think Matthew Lunani, you're here? Okay, very good. Collect from your cohorts, na tuko na njaa.
Yes, good evening all. My name is Matthew Lunani from class of 2010, Agri House Dome 9. I think same with the Esquire, Dome 9 Agri House. And so from that cohort, 2010, I have from the group, some members have contributed. We're still urging others to contribute. Myself, I've given 20,000. We have Anthony Njunge, 5,000. Wayne Orwa, 5,000. Mark Karanja, 1,000. Samuel Obara, 1,000. Evans Mutie, 5,000. We are still waiting on others, especially those ones who are chapel wardens. And funny enough, if you are watching online, especially prefects, it's mostly commoners who are contributing. So I'm wondering what happened to the prefects. Our Pentagon, if you're watching, our school captain, James Mlawasi, I'm calling you out. Fidel Wetangula, our deputy school captain, and others. So that is from class of 2010. Maybe if there's anyone from 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014 group, I'm not sure of that. But if they're there, please come.
Bob Kinyanjui, class of 2012. I have my boss here, Fred Murimi. Akiniongezea kitu pia nitaongezea. So Fred, kazi kwako. But anyway, Bob Kinyanjui, class of 2012. We have just started mobilizing. In fact, I was sending some rush messages there, but they're saying they will come with something on Founders Day. But myself, 10,000.
Yes, any other? I know probably online they could be doing something. I hope they do something about it. I still reiterate, especially the chapel wardens who enjoyed the chapel more. Personally, the first time I went to the chapel, the hymn, Jubilate, was the one being sung that day. And at some point it stops. And I continued. I just enjoyed the hymns. From now on, I still love the hymns I used to sing in Alliance. So thank you so much. That's the cohort.
Thank you very much, Matthew Lunani. 2015 to 2019, our very own indefatigable James Roigo. All those videos and messages you see online, it's creation of Roigo.
Yeah, and Asante sana Daktari. As a result, we'll count for every material you've seen. We will only do a fair charge, and give you at 1,000 shillings only for everyone in the room. So that goes to 2015 to 2019. It's fair tax for, not tax, appreciation for the good work you've been seeing online. But besides that, so far, class of 2019, we've given 40,000. And so I see a couple of Gen Zs here. So that's class of 2015 to 2019. And also even beyond, I see also class, Roy is here as well. We'll do class of 2020 onwards. But personally, I'll add, 5,000, and then I'll invite the young old boys now to come up and make their donations as well. This is a guy who got 9 Ps. All right.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Martin Munyoto. I am from the class of 2017, Wilberforce House Captain, school number 11306. Today is my 26th birthday. So I will make a contribution of 6,000. Thank you.
All right, asante sana. Mr. Tush, I see you. Miles, you're taking photos. I've personally given you a gig before for the Old Boys Club, so to a tithe.
Vincent Mugambi, 11/8/29, class of 2018, Smith 20A. I know Engineer Mwita also went to the very good dorm. To my existing pledges and contributions, let me top up my pledges by 11,829, of which 5,000 has been paid in already. And I'd like to pass the mic to the person who is 2 school numbers after me. On the line for receiving uniform, he was 1 person behind me.
Oh, this one. Oh, yeah, sure. My name is Miles Mugambi, class captain 2018. Wilberforce 11A. Wilberforce, anyone? Yes, my house captain. So on behalf of our class, I'll give 5,000.
All right, thank you very much. There's a lady who seems Gen Z. I won't pressure her into it, but I saw her clap very much when I mentioned Gen Z. So the spirit allows. The pay bill is very much on the big screen, so you can make your donations. So for everyone watching us online, the details have also been shared. Please do make a point of contributing. And is there anyone else I'm leaving out from the room today? You could be a parent to a Gen Z and you don't want to support the cause. That's also very open. So is there anyone else? All right, thank you very much. We'll make the follow-up with the guys online.
Thank you very much, Makofi Kwaroigo. And the last class, and these are the guys now in the university or just about to finish, classes of 2020 to 2025. The collector was supposed to be John Willis Alande, who's really done very well individually, considering he's in the university. And he had said Eric Muturi will stand in his place. Do we have Eric Muturi? Any member of that class? Well, I can see my son who's running around with a machine. Would you like to pledge something for your cohorts or collect from your cohorts? He's in the university about to finish. I think he has finished, yeah.
Good afternoon. Good evening. My name is Roy Mugambi, school number 13,149, class of 2021. I represent the cohort that's still in university. I'd like to pledge, at least personally, 5,000. As for my classmates, we shall discuss. But with John Willis, Eric Muturi, I am sure the money will be there. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Right now, we'd like to call on Moshemi to make a direct appeal to the old boys in the US online. Moshemi, you can come, yeah.
Thank you, Treasurer. It's good to be here. So I came here primarily as so first of all, my name is Mushemi Wandimi, class of 2000, school number 6977. You know, I came here primarily as a representative of the class of, as a member of the class of 2000 to contribute what I could. It was wonderful to see how well represented we were, the millennials. I think as a class of 2000, we were kind of the transition year. I noticed that in every recognition level, we were quite well represented, so it's good to see that. The other thing is I also am here as a member of the Francis House, the mighty Francis House. Clearly the best house. Now, on to why I'm standing here. So I think we are very aware of a number of the organizations we have as Old Boys, the Old Boys Club. We have the Endowment Fund Trust here in Kenya that Mr. Mugo Kibati spoke about. We also happen to have an Alliance High School Endowment Fund that's based in the US. So this is a foundation, you know, as is written in the laws of the United States, under 501c3. I think that's the sort of the section of the tax law where it's represented. So I currently serve as president, volunteer position, with 4 other board members. So this is a fund that was began by an old boy from, I think, 1994, Tanvir Sharif, and a few other old boys that we know helped build it. So far, the fund has raised about $180,000, which is about 23 million shillings, which is currently in the fund. And since 2013, the fund has donated 49,000 to students at the school through an academic, based on academic excellence, so a scholarship. There's also a needs-based scholarship. There's also a sports scholarship where we buy equipment, hockey equipment, basketball equipment. And now, the reason I'm standing here is we also created a MPH, the Multipurpose Hall Fund. So through that, old boys who are based in the US can donate to the MPH. I think one of the benefits of donating through that is you get a tax benefit. So you can actually get a tax break based on your donation. So that's why I stand here, realizing that we're now online for this event. I thought I would take advantage of this to make an appeal to the old boys who are out in the US. Please take advantage of the endowment fund. We are on asef.org, www.ahsef.org. You get there, you can donate. You can donate with your credit card, through the bank. It's very easy. It's extremely easy. Thank you so much. And you'll be hearing more from us. I think we look forward to also working together with the EFT in sort of building a sustainable fund that can continue to sort of support the school for, I guess, the next 100 years. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Wana Mushemi. The boys who are entertaining us, they feel they are touched. And it's only fair we give them an opportunity to hand over their contribution. Okay, as you come back, the boys of the school band, class of 2026, yes, 1,150. Makofi kwao. Before we go to acrostians who are being represented here. Okay. You guys know there was dinner. But anyway, we are here because of fundraising. Kila mtu asindikize hii class. Leteni, haraka. Demand from Rere. Mwita 2,000. Engineer Mwita 2,000. 3,000 Engineer Mwita. Our chairman 1,000. Chairman of the EFT 1,000. Before you take over, tunasindikiza this voice.
Oh, we are sindikiza. I've sindikiza them with 10,000.
10,000.
We just want to. I have a new Platinum Plus member from 1984. This is James Singh. He's a prominent lawyer. And he has 1.1 million, so Platinum Plus from 1984. So, and then I just want to at least, because the 1984 group which we represent is online, following eagerly. Just the way somebody was saying they are competing, they are also making their pledges. So I just wanted to just to give the pledges they've given: Gershon Otachi 100,000, John Morris Ohaga 50,000, Habib Olaka 50,000, Daniel Kasuku Odiamu 50,000, Patrick Muronge 2,000, Joseph Gikuhi Mwade 20,000, Patrick Telly Uaya all the way from the Canada, actually following online 10,000, Anthony Mwendwa, engineer 10,000, Peter Borus Butai 10,000, Dr. Solomon Mpoke 10,000, and James C 1.1 million. And I'm also so our group today is contributing 1.7 million in counting. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bado we are sindikiza in these boys. 1,000 from Eric Mbaya. $3,000 from class of 2003. 1,000 from Juno the architect. 1,000 from Sang. 1,000 from Joe Black. Yes, tunasindikiza these boys, and someone should be telling. Mbuvi Ngunze, 2,000. 1,000 Karemi. 1,000 Moshama.
Kutoka nani? Oh, very good. Kiara, well done.
1,000 Masila.
Masila. Asante.
10,000 from Kehara, yes, to the boys. 10,000 from Mugo to the boys.
I want to know James is my senior partner. Now that I have received clearance in the law firm, I'll syndicate him with the 900,000.
Okay. From Musangi. Mukite Musangi, after the senior partner gave 1.1 million, now is going to add 900,000 so that they match. Any boy of 1992, I'm very sure knows Mukite Musangi. Now we go to acrostians. Oh, Reabia, 1,000 for the boys. I can see there's still the spirit, yes. 1,000 for each one of you, 11,000 from Mushemi. Hata mimi ndio nimuleta hapa, naongezea 1,000. Okay. Yes. Mugambi. They contributed 1,150, but now someone should be tallying so that we know their total. And Mugambi Vincent matches their contribution. And make sure you pay. You don't, Yes. Yeah, I believe the secretariat should be tallying. We will see how much the band has contributed in total. And now we have Acrosians with us here. We have Jessica Ruto. She's been doing quite some good job with a group called Joint Alliance Girls High School, Alliance High School, Movies and Social Group. Now come and give the story, please. So Jessica will give for the group and collect from Acrosians and any other special groups.
Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jessica Ruto, class of 98. That's Alliance Girls High School. And thank you. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the OBC leadership for involving us as in part of this legacy. And I'd like to invite one of us, Irene. We've been doing this mobilization together. And I'd like her to just give us a brief about the group, when it was founded and all that. Karibu, Irene.
Great, thank you. Good evening. So the joint group for Alliance Girls and Alliance High School was formed around 2023. The purpose of the group was just to relive those moments we went through in high school. That's to be able to have joint movies, and just be able to socialize. So when George raised the fact that it had been a bit challenging trying to fundraise, the group thought that it would be able to chip in. So we appealed to the group members. We are about 633, and 68 people responded. And I think Jessica can give the amount.
Thank you, Irene. So we've been mobilizing fundraising for a while. And so far we've been able to raise 202,600 shillings. And we are still going on, but we'd like to request the people who are here and they are not in the joint socials and movies group to sindikiza with the small kakiru. So it's now open, gentlemen and ladies. Thank you. Yes, Bridget. Bridget has syndicized with 5,000 Kenya shillings. We're also encouraging any ladies in the house who haven't given, please join us. Ray, thank you. We already received your contribution. Sindikiza, sawa. Irene has also syndicized with 5,000 just now. Okay, gentlemen, we are waiting for you to syndikize us. Thank you. And I hope when we'll be building for the girls, you'll also join in. Thank you. Beatrice? Going. Oh, right now? Okay. Sorry?
She's going. You know her?
Yes, I know. Okay. Okay. Mwita, 2,000, thank you very much. Sorry, 3,000. Ray, 3,000 shillings. Thank you very much. Ngumi, 2,000. Thank you very much. Daniel Ndonye, 2,000. 1,000. Thank you very much. Cynthia, 2,000 shillings. Thank you very much. Anyone in the socials group? Bob? Thank you. Thank you. Bob Omamo, 1,000 shillings. Starlings, 1,000. Thank you very much. Elfu mbili. Joe Black, 2,000. Thank you very much. Mr. Mugo Kibati, could you sindikiza on behalf of your brother, Kinyanjui, who is in the group? Please, thank you. Sang, 2,000, thank you very much. 10,000 from Mugo Kibati, thank you very much. Sorry? Oh, from Kinyanjui, okay. 10,000, Kinyanjui. Prudence, thank you, 10,000. Chairman, Sindikiza. Lushiri, 5,000 from Lushiri, thank you so much. 5,000 from the gentleman. Okay. Mushama. 5,000 is a gentleman. Is this? Oh, that the one in specs. Okay. Watanga, 5,000. Thank you very much. Anyone else? Mugambi?
For having married an Acrosian, 5,000.
Thank you. From those intending to marry Acrosians in the future. Yes? Gentleman? Mushemi, how much? Okay. 5,000. Thank you very much. Anyone dating an Acrosian? One more. Oh, thank you very much. For the daughter who is an Acrosian, is given 1,000. Mwita. Yeah. Thank you. Anyone else willing to sindikiza? Okay. There's someone, one more person? Oh, side chick. That's okay. Even side chicks, you're welcome. Sorry? Oh, Jean, 1,000. Thank you very much. We are still waiting for the gentleman with the side chick. 1,000 from the side chick. Thank you very much. So I believe we can now close. Yeah, so thank you. Thank you so much, guys, and keep it up.
No, we'll do that. Thank you very much, Jessica. I think we were supposed to take our dinner at 8:30. You can see what time it is, but it is because of your spirit for the Alliance High School. But now we are winding up the fundraising, but nobody should go back with the money that was meant for this event. And this is your time to bring. If you have not been called and you have money that was meant for this event, just like we say when we go for Udhoni, that what you are taking to your in-laws, you can't go back with it. As you think about that, we're now moving to vote of thanks, which was meant to be given by the chief principal. I saw a teacher, perhaps you may have sent the teacher. And if there is no one to give us thanks, we will behave like that lizard that fell from the Iroko tree. So we thank ourselves. Tujipatie makofi ya kilo.
There's announcements as well.
Yeah. From? Okay. Okay, the school captain has volunteered to give vote of thanks on behalf of the chief principal. Then announcement, then dinner. As we take dinner, we'll announce what we have done here.
Right, all protocols observed. Good evening once more. Well, it's a pleasure to be here and a pleasure to see what kind of men we can be, the generous men and even the ladies who've showcased their generosity in front here today. We're truly grateful for setting the right example, all of you being trailblazers and building the future for the Alliance High School. See, what we're doing here today is building a story. The chapel that is going to come up, the amphitheater, the library, this is all going to be part of somebody's story. This is all going to be the starting point of somebody's life to come. We have the great ends coming on board. We have the new centenary students who come in. Well, it's all laying a foundation for something greater, something way bigger than what we might even think right now. I mean, the people who came and started this school, the four churches, the alliance that formed this school, maybe they didn't have the perfect idea of what could eventually become, but I believe all of you are testimonies of what can become, of something that people come together, people contribute, people have an idea, they dedicate it to the Lord, and He blesses it. I believe this is one of those things. The chapel is the center of all activities in the Alliance High School. I mean, it's already been stated that we go to the chapel 6 times a week. This frequency, I mean, for us it's about 4 times, but it still goes to show that this chapel is the foundation of the greatness that we have today. That it starts from somewhere, and we all have a story to tell. That single story, that maybe something that you did that was crazy, or you got punished because of maybe sleeping in the chapel. I know I won't confess because of some Form 3s here. But it all was part of each and every one of our stories. And so I'm very, very grateful on behalf of the Alliance High School fraternity. And with even the permission of the administration, on behalf of the administration and my fellow students, we are truly grateful for being part of somebody's story. Thank you even to Serena for hosting us and allowing us to dine here. Thank you for the lovely setup. And all the organizers, we're truly grateful for putting this together, for building the future of the Alliance High School. Thank you.
And now announcement from the chef. Soup will be served on the table, and after that you will go for buffet outside this room. I think the band can be playing soft music as dinner is partaken. Yours will be special. You'll be served from a special room.
The dissolvers are saying, so that they know when to take advantage, after I finish the announcement, I must say the grace. And those dissolvers are here. You know you cannot dissolve before grace, so they needed their cue. Thank you for reminding me. Announcements. This was one of the events leading up to the 1st of March. Next week on Friday from 10 a.m., the Brooks alumni are meeting at Holiday Inn. We are all invited. I used to go through the old boys list, and I saw a name, John Barker, there, and it was clear to me. The only people who I used to see such names are those who entered in the 1920s. Some of them had both Mzungu names, like the Likimanis had Mzungu names and a few others. So John Barker was clearly not somebody from those ages. That was the first ever Brooks exchange student. Last year he came. He's now running the MasterCard Foundation. The group has organized itself. They will be meeting. He's flying in, I think, on the 26th with his partner that they were here with. So, yeah, we are invited at the Holiday Inn, clearly hosted by my deputy school captain. Mine, because I was a Form 1 when he was DSC, at the waterfront. So we are invited for that. And then in the evening at 6 p.m., we are going to sing our hearts out. Stage is perfect. Sound will be awesome. All Saints Cathedral, so you can't say you can't make it. All the hymns, the nice ones that I had requested that we send our list of favorites so that we sing them. I don't know what the alumni mixed choir has planned, but I know I'll be there. You're all invited. Let's go and sing our hearts out. And then on the 1st of March, so it will be a choral service at All Saints Cathedral from 6 p.m., 27th, Friday. If you had other plans, please unplan. This time round, do not irrigate your throats. Come sing your throat out. On the 1st of March, of course, as you know, we are having our Founders' Day. I don't know if I should be saying this here, but we are having it as a state function. The owners of the school, that is government and the 4 sponsors, will be there, so it becomes automatically a state function. But I'm just urging us, after the owners have done their part, let's meet for an exhibition match. Basketball, football, peke yake. If you read Smith's book, we have always done that. The association, Alliance Old Boys Association, and I'm saying that because we are the owners, current real stakeholders of the school. So let's meet for that exhibition match. I promise we are trying as hard as possible to make it family friendly, not too long, very entertaining. So yeah, all these will be communicated as we go on. There is a bit of it that we are trying to do. As you have all seen, all our souvenirs are going at 1926, 1,926 shillings. You'll be able to get them there. We are also saying, just for your entry planning purposes, and I'd hinted this to Mugo, if as many of us come and paid the 1926 and get your special edition Sunday newspaper, the EFT kitty will be boosted to the tune of almost 10 million, 20 million if we come in good numbers. So I'm encouraging all of us to come. That newspaper will only be sold there on the day, on the spot. So I'm encouraging all of you to come, and in case you're wondering why we are charging for that, it will have a special edition inside, stories from us, information from us, and it will be something to carry over for the next 100 years. You'll be handing it over to your grandsons. Having said all that, it is now time to say the grace. Dissolvers, please. As much as it's your cue, we are at the Serena. So we end now with the school anthem, or we school grace first and then we will have the school anthem later? Have I left out anything? Okay. So may we say the grace for what we are about to receive. We thank you, O Lord. Amen. Thank you. You did not... Oh yeah, and those who had syndicized and have not written it down or still need to pay, please see Roy at the corner, tafadhali. As the treasurer has said, usirudi nayo, it's almost a curse. Do we do it now? But they are eating. Let's try. I hope we wait a bit for the school anthem. The production team is telling me you guys will eat and then leave. So it is better if we do the school anthem now. Ukikula, you can now be free to leave. May we be upstanding for the school anthem. Okay, okay. You're welcome. Testing. Testing. The boys are also here. The boys can join us? Yes. Is dead.
Lord, what for all mankind we pray of every clime and call. Hear us for our native school, the school we love the most, the school we love the most, the school we love the most.
For the past 100 years, Alliance High School has existed.
But it has not just existed only to occupy space, but it has existed with an influence. This influence has been felt in every sector of this country.
So for the past 100 years, Alliance High School has been working to produce people who are strong in body, mind and character, people who would serve their nation and the world. And go to this mission is the chapel. The chapel has played a very important role in producing such people, people who would be leaders of tomorrow.
Today I'm here to tell my story. Well, it all began on 6th of February 2023, where I finally came to my dream school. The school that I believed is a land of dreamers and achievers. Well, first I was received at the chapel that we have currently, and though we weren't many at that time, weren't all of us at that time, we were only about 400 students, 400 to 500. And well, it was well accommodating, and we could feel at home. We could finally feel that we are the place we have always meant to be. Finally, we got inducted into the school system. We got to see that this truly is the school that we love. But one challenge I always faced would have been the biting cold of Kikuyu when I'd have to sit outside the chapel. Now, this is still my dream school and will forever live to be my dream school and the school we love the most.
When the school chapel was constructed in 1970s, the population of the school was around 700 to 500. Right now, that is the number of students in Form 1. That is only one stream. So, where are the other students? Where are they staying?
What the mind can conceive, it can achieve. Napoleon Hill. An idea was conceived of constructing a multi-purpose complex consisting of the Trinity Chapel, the digital library and the amphitheater. Now, this is due to the mainly to the enormous population of the school of around 1700, whereby you'll find some facilities such as the chapel, whose seating capacity is around 800. Some students are sitting outside due to the congestion inside the chapel. This has led to the destruction of the family bond, where it is nurtured mainly through the gathering of students in a common hall. This has led to spiritual nourishment not as effective as it should be.
I come to pass the cry of my generation and to make it as a plea to the old boys and to many other shareholders of this school. Come be part of this noble cause. Finance the chapel, remake the story such that as we march into the future, the dream of Alliance High School, such that everyone comes out strong in body, mind and character, is still intact. Be there, be present, participate, contribute, all for the sake of us. We will also be old boys and we'll be happy to come back. So make this happen, make this work, all for the sake of the students and even for the sake of the future of those who shall come after us. Thank you.
As the old boys who will take care of us right now, we will gladly respond and we will treat the younger generations with greater service, as they are the next pillars at the edge of tomorrow. Thank you.
Behind me is what in our years we used to call the new chapel. Of course, because then the old chapel was the Grieve Chapel. This chapel was built in the 1960s and it had a capacity of about 700 to 800 students. But the school population right now is about 2,000 students, and they cannot fit in this chapel. I am a parent of this school, a two-time parent, and my sons cannot have the kind of experience I had.
The stories my father will tell me of during his time, how they were all able to fit in this chapel and how they had access to that library. But during my time, unfortunately, we grew and we were not able to experience the facilities that my father, my uncle experienced during their time.
In the spirit of 100% transition, the school has continued to increase the number of learners, or the number of students, and we are now having more numbers than what was happening in the past. As the old boys would remember, the center of Alliance High School has always been the chapel, and every morning we'll start our day in the chapel. But that experience has been lost on the students of today because we cannot seat everybody. Now that the chapel in use currently seats about 800, yet our numbers are going to 1,800 plus.
Gentlemen of the Alliance High School, where I'm standing is the multi-purpose complex comprising of the Trinity Chapel, the digital library, and the Roman-style amphitheater. This was supposed to be a legacy project for the centenary celebrations, but as it is today, the project is not complete. The contractor has demobilized and he has moved out of sight.
Unfortunately, the contractor has done a lot, and he has done 95% of the work in the chapel, about 80% in the library, and about 90% in the auditorium. But we have only managed to pay him only about 55% of the funds that he requires.
We need, as old boys, to carry our weight. The Old Boys Club did commit that the Old Boys will meet half of the cost of putting up the current chapel, and this comes to around 110 million. So far, we have raised only 33 million, and we are appealing. I am passionately appealing to all the old boys to turn up on 20th February at the Serena Hotel to mobilize funds to return the contractor.
For the past